Power to all the guys and the goddesses. We back with another video. Hope y'all been taking care of yourselves, tapping in, shedding that light, being that change that you want to see. Title of this video, y'all see, what does growth look like to you? What does change look like to you? So what had got me, what had piqued the thought to this? So I'm reading my book, The Secret of All Ages by Manly P, and I ran across a piece of information, and when I heard it, it just really made a lot of thoughts come full circle. Thus, here we are. So, first thing I'm going to start with, like when I say that I am a god or peace to the gods and goddesses, right? When I say God, God, right? I mean that as an acronym or as a codex in scripture, as in generator, operator, destroyer. Generator, operator, destroyer. Generator being the mind, operator being the soul, destroyer being the kunda and or the genitalia or the sacral gland. You know what I mean? That encompasses enlightenment, intelligence, you know what I mean, self-mastery, you know, things that are tangible that we can know. Yeah, so just a little clarification on that. No mysticism or spookism over here, all realism and truthism. But yeah, so I like a lot of examples for how, you know, people be like, you know, even with the whole God concept, you know, people be like, well, you know, how can, you know, you say you're a God and you're a human? Well, there's so many different examples that you can give that I'm going to share with you guys of how a child can have a different name from its father or its parent, right? And or an entity can become something else entirely as it grows throughout its life, right? So, first example I want to give, I think this one is pretty cool. I guess I might as well pull it up. I didn't really expect to pull this up, but we're gonna go with the kangaroo. All right, kangaroo. Kangaroo, you know, they be in Australia and whatnot. Cool. They whoop ass. They strong, right? But it's called a kangaroo, right? A baby kangaroo is called a joey, right? Joey, he's called a joey. So, are you telling me that because it's called a joey, it's not a kangaroo? I know that might sound silly, but if I'm a child of God, then I would be a god. But most religious, you know, most Christians, you know, most Abrahamic faiths, they don't really allow you to feel that joy of empowerment, of self-empowerment. And that was one of the first things I had noticed when I was a young blood. I was like, yo, my dad's a god, so I'm a god. No, you ain't. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. They were like, you got a little bit too much dip on your chip, Kenny. And I'm just like, well, that's fucked up because y'all tell me to believe in this shit, you know, to give my life over. And when I do, you know, take this shit, you know, go hard with this shit, I get reprimanded. I ain't like that. And I was young. I'm like, yeah, that shit ain't make sense. And so just like this, like a joey is still a fucking kangaroo. A dog is a dog. A baby dog is called a puppy. A cat is a cat. A baby cat is called a kitten. And then we get to here, right? Now this is when the shit gets deep. That's what she said. Ooh. Caterpillar are the larval stage of members of the order, the butterfly order, comprising butterflies and moths. As with most common names, application of the word is arbitrary since the larvae of sawflies are commonly called caterpillars as well. Both but the jejunal larvae have body shapes. It's the entomological term describing a certain class of shapes of insect larvae. So the reason why I love the caterpillar, because the caterpillar to me correlates with the root chakra, right? And this is what I mean by that. Root chakra, caterpillar. The caterpillar, they are voracious eaters, right? They even come with many different defense systems, appearances. They can change, they grow. They get bigger. And essentially, a caterpillar has a great fucking life. Like, think about it. Like, you come into this world, and you only know what you know, and what you know is plentiful. You have more than enough food. You have a home. You have, pardon me. You have other, caterpillar buddies. Ecosystems, nests. Y'all be getting along, and it's like, but you see those butterflies out there, and you're like, oh, I'm sure it's pretty cool to fly. You can't eat like me though. Because caterpillars are known for eating. Butterflies are not known for eating. You get what I'm saying? Like, caterpillars are known for, Like, look at this. Caterpillars have been called eating machines and eat leaves voraciously. Most species shed their skin 4 or 5 times as their bodies grow, and they eventually enter a pupal stage before becoming adults. Caterpillars grow very quickly. For instance, a tobacco hornworm will increase its weight 10,000 fold in less than 20 days. An adaptation that enables them to eat so much is a mechanism in a specialized midgut that quickly transports ions to the lumen midgut cavity to keep the potassium level higher in the midgut cavity than in the hemolymph. Is a fluid analogous to the blood in vertebrates that circulates in the interior of the arthropod invertebrate body. Remaining in direct contact with the animal's tissue, it is composed of a fluid plasma in which hemolymph cells. Okay, so getting real technically. When I seen ions though, I'm like, okay, this is some advanced science, how they can eat so much. Because think about it. They also can eat so much because of the information that they're eating, because of the food that they eat, and they eating good shit. Like, their body's made to rapidly process that. Like, they're aligned with what their diet is. We can't eat 10,000 fold weight in less than 20 days and still be fucking alive. Not off no fucking steak and shit. There's tribes in Africa where I've seen where they will literally eat, and the goal is for their stomach to be like, for the men to look as pregnant as possible. And some of the men, they do die for, completing that goal. And so it's like, there's many different words for people down here. We got NPCs, we got zombies, we got niggas stuck in the root chakra. We call caterpillars. We can call them caterpillars as far as, they're just not wanting to grow, to elevate. And truth be told is, the harsh reality is, a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that there's a natural hierarchy to this world, and people, places, and things are better than other people, places, and things. That is a fact. But we gonna get into that. And so the reason, like, I just love the caterpillar, because it's like the whole caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly symbolism, right? Like, yeah, we still in the caterpillar, but it's really the butterfly, because most people are stuck in the caterpillar phase though. They never even make it to the butterfly, or truth be told, some people get to the cocoon. So let's see what the let's go to the cocoon. Right. Cocoon. is the life stage of some insects undergoing a transformation between immature and mature stages. Insects that go through a pupal stage are holometabolous. They go to through they go through four distinct stages in their life cycle. The stages thereof being egg, larvae, pupa, and imago. So cocoon is pretty much a pupal casing made by moth caterpillars and insect larvae. So when you go into the cocoon stage, essentially it's like going into a sensory deprivation tank, a state of meditation, a state of metamorphosis, right? And you get there by being a voracious eater. And in this case, that eating is going to be the consumption of information, right? Because the whole Bible, all of these great books, right? They're all symbolic. They're all allegories and metaphysical stories of the elevation of human consciousness and the transformation from, low vibe to high vibe, essentially. You know what I mean? That's why there's so much changes, there's so much metamorphosis, there's so much symbolism. That's why it is as within, so without, and as above, so below. Eating machines. Fucking zombies. That's us, the consumers. We're eating machines. We're always consuming. Always. You see, I got the blue blockers on right now to help guard, my retina of my pupils from consuming some of this bad info, some of these UV rays, some of this blue light, right? So yeah, our purpose here is to eat. The whole stick is we start getting that bad information quick. Think about it. As soon as we leave the hospitals, we getting jabbed up. Bop, boop, bop, bow. We getting fed bad info. And that info in turns is being compounded over time, and thus we're steady going towards more and more bad info. And then that becomes a normalcy. And then, like those learned behaviors, like how you get your personality is from temperaments that stay too long, and those temperaments become character traits, and then that character traits become a personality, right? And so a lot of people never make it to the butterfly. And so let's go what a butterfly is. And the thing about the butterfly, a lot of the meanings behind this shit you'll never get. Like, I'm over here looking this shit up. Then looked up 2 definitions and did not get what I wanted. But since I knew what I was looking for, because I already got the information through the book, I now was forming this reality on this realm. I was creating it. So butterfly, because the butterfly is where all the hype is. The butterfly will quote unquote be the god, right? Like, the caterpillar is low, he can't fly, he's heavy, even he's the good food, but it's of a different frequency, right? Common name of any lepidopterous insect active in daylight. Active in daylight. Butterflies are for the day, moths are for the night. Power, baby. Old English, butterflies, evidently butter plus fly, but the name is of obscure signification, perhaps based on the old notion that the insects, or according to Grimm, which is disguised as butterflies, consume butter or milk that is left uncovered, or less creatively, simply because the pale yellow color of the species may suggest the color of butter. Another theory connects it to the color of the insect's excrement based on the Dutch cognate butterscotch. Wow. Also see papillion. But now this is when the shit gets deep. Before we even get to there, we gotta read this excerpt right here. Because this is where shit gets, this is when shit starts to get good. Ugh. All right, let me just read this shit. The butterfly effect is a deceptively simple insight extracted from a complex modern field. As low-profile assistant professor in MIT's Department of Meteorology in 1961, Edward Lorenz created an early computer program to simulate weather. One day he changed one of a dozen numbers representing atmospheric conditions from point brrrah to 0.506. That tiny, so that was what? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was maybe 6, like super small decimal size. Shouldn't even have mattered. Utterly transformed his long-term forecast. A point Lorenz amplified in his 1972 paper, Predictabilities. Does the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas? Peter Daszak's The Meaning of the Butterfly. So the butterfly effect. So I don't know if y'all ever heard that. If y'all haven't, so the term usually goes, if a butterfly flaps his wings, over in China or over in California, then there's going to be a tsunami coming, right? Because that one notion compounded over time, kind of like a snowball. The like not a snowball, avalanche. Like drop a snowball down a mountain of snow. It's going to be small at first, but as it compounds and compounds, it becomes a major issue, right? So when I say, I hope you've been tapping in, I hope you've been taking care of yourself, those actions compound over time. Meditation compounds over time. Yoga compounds over time. Stretching compounds over time. Eating fruit and vegetables compounds over time. Getting fresh air, sunlight. These things compound over time. All of the bad that you ingest in your diet, you also have to give it that same grace, to get up out of you. That's why you compound it. And so I also do movie reviews. I also love movies, but the butterfly effect, this shit was so prevalent. They made a movie out of this shit, and this movie is fire. So 2004, the butterfly effect. Ashton Kutcher. Yeah, see, he was really this around his peak. 2004, he was doing Punk'd and all that. So this movie has a 7.6. That's good as hell if you watch movies, right? Now let's just go to what this shit is about. The Butterfly Effect is a 2004 American science fiction thriller. Right? Kutcher plays 20-year-old college student Evan Treborn, who experienced blackouts and memory loss throughout his childhood. In his later 20s, Evan finds he can travel back in time. Wow. Can travel back in time to inhibit his former self during these periods of blackout. With his adult mind inhabiting his younger body, he attempts to change the present by changing his past behaviors and to set things right for himself and his friends. But there are unintended consequences. Are outcomes of a purposeful action that are not intended or foreseen. The term was popularized in the 20th century by American sociologist Robert K. Merton. So, another very popular phrase, the road to hell was paved off good intentions. So every time he went back in time, he was fucking shit up. Now this the kicker. He was fucking shit up when he was trying to save everybody but himself. Cause you can't save nobody but your fucking self. Each caterpillar ain't worrying about what nobody else eating but himself. Cause that's the only way he gonna become a butterfly. And then you can hang and kick it. Right? So butterfly. So we we got the butterfly, and then we even take it down to papillion. You know, because you gotta dig deep. You see, there's butterfly being mentioned in 3 words. Papillion, breed of dog, literally butterfly. Pyroot, to fly, flutter. High German. See, a lot of Old Saxon, Old Norse, High German. The word, been holding some weight. So yeah, so it ain't really, you ain't really get none when you look up butterfly. And so one thing I always thought was, crazy, I always wonder why. I play Pokemon, right? Love Pokemon. Pokemon is so fire. This is Butterfree. Butterfree is a butterfly, obviously. One thing I love about anime, Pokemon is an anime as well as far as a game. Um, the mangakas and the creators, these guys are smart as hell. They be dropping so many gems that now that I'm drawing out more of what I already know and to remember, because that's what educate means, to draw out, to remember what you already know. It's like, I'm like, damn, these guys are fucking smart. So this is a fucking butterfly, but this butterfly is no joke. Now, for those that are familiar with Pokemon, there's something called the Elite Four. The Elite Four is four of the hardest trainers in that region that you have to face in order to become a champion, to basically like beat the round, basically. So I was already on Butterfree, but first let's just show some validity in this Pokemon being in the Elite Four. In Pokemon X and Y, Malva, an Elite Four trainer of Kalos, used Butterfree in her Team Flare. Explanation: Butterfree is a reliable status spreader because of its access to Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, and Compound Eyes. Malva is an Elite Four trainer and also a news reporter. So for Compound Eyes, what it does, it raises accuracy. But let's get to the moves of Butterfree, right? Beautiful Pokemon. It's 3 feet, weighs 70 pounds. So the motherfucker big, right? You see here, it goes literally just like in real life. Goes from the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly, Earthly, grounded, low vibe, can't even fly, to, grew into something beautiful. Now he can fly. So one thing, let me get to his move set. This is where this shit I always thought was crazy. So look at this. So now in Pokemon, when as soon as they evolved, right? I'm like, how the fuck can a butterfly learn Confusion, a psychic move? It gets older. How can it learn Psybeam, right? A psychic move. Now you can also teach it a move called Psychic, which is here it is right here. It teaches Psychic, a very strong Psychic type move, right? Psychic type, Japanese, Esper. Like, we have a butterfly with Esper abilities? That's, like, I just always thought that was weird. Like, how the fuck did the butterfly have Esper abilities? So, we just looked up butterfly there, and then when I come here, look up butterfly. I'm like, where the fuck is this psychic shit coming from? Butterflies are winged insects characterized by large, often brightly colored wings that often fold together when at rest. Then when we get to the Eddie, it's like Oxford derived the word straightforwardly from Old English, butterfluge, butterfly, literal translation. Possible source of the name is this bright yellow male of the brimstone. I'm like, yeah, like they're not. Why the fuck does it know psychic, side beam, confusion? Somebody explain this to me. So now this is how you gotta know what you're looking for, cause I got you. The spiritual representation of the butterfly. See, now when you look with your third eye, you get third eye answers. You look with your two eyes, you get two eye answers. That's why people who have that belief system, they're always limiting. They're limiting themselves already. Like they're never gonna be able to truly combat somebody that doesn't have a belief system. And I just proved it here. I just looked up butterfly. I looked up the idea of butterfly, the definition of butterfly, and still didn't get what I wanted. Because I was looking with these two eyes, with these earthly eyes. The butterfly has many spiritual meanings, including rebirth, transformation, and hope. Transformation, you say? Butterflies are symbols of transformation because they change from a caterpillar to a cocoon to a butterfly. Sounds like something of a godly nature, you know. I done read a lot of stories of God being able to take many forms, you know. In Greek mythology, Hela or Hera can transform into animals. We got Vishnu can transform into anything. Hey, this motherfucker three creatures right here. But anywho, this process can represent the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. The butterfly's life cycle can be a metaphor for our own lives. Rebirth. Butterflies can represent rebirth and new beginnings. The butterfly's transformation can be a reminder that with every ending, there is opportunity for renewal. Kind of giving me phoenix vibes. I fuck with phoenixes. Other meanings, butterflies can also represent freedom, lightness, and joy. Lightness, the light. They are light. They can be messengers of spiritual evolution and connection with the divine. They can be associated with beauty, grace, and the appreciation of the natural world. Ashe! But wait a minute, there's more. In Greek mythology, the word for butterfly, psyche, is the same word used for soul. The Greek goddess Psyche is often depicted with butterfly wings. Hold up. In Taoism, butterflies are associated with dynamic changes and uncertainties. Let's run this back. Take this in with me. In Greek mythology, right, that's the pinnacle of, you know, the Caucasoid belief system. The word for butterfly, psyche, is the same word used for soul. Wait a minute. So that's how these motherfuckers can learn psychic. Because the person who made this shit knew that. Wait, because an Asian is a Caucasian. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. So then I said, who the fuck that bitch is? Goddess of the soul. Would you look at that? Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Psyche, Greek. Romanized, ancient Greek. Greek goddess of the soul. The soul, regarded as the immaterial self which most ordinary people initially believe in, is often discussed in the context of religion, theology, psychology, and philosophy. According to Stuart Goetz, anthropologist and psychologist, I said psychologist, that was funny, and often represented as a beautiful woman with butterfly wings. The name Psyche means soul in Greek and was commonly referred to as such in Roman mythology as well through the direct translation is anima, animation, anime, animism, animal. Shout out to my boy AJ. He has a great series going on animism with the breath and religion. Fire, how everything comes full circle. Also got another vid cooking on that as well. Stay tuned. She was born a mortal woman and eventually granted immortality with beauty that rivaled even Aphrodite, goddess of love. Psyche is known from the novel The Golden Ass. The metamorphosis of Epulace, which Augustine of Hippo referred to as the Golden Ass, is only the ancient Roman novel in Latin to survive in its entirety. The Golden Ass basically means metamorphosis. So that's crazy how butterfly essentially means soul. So all around, let's say, reincarnation, if you will, because energy never dies. So we have plenty. We got all these souls running around. We have all these light beings. You know, we literally see the people who made it out. Right? That's us. That's me. That's you. Like we can make it out. We're making it out. You gotta do what you gotta do though, in order to make it out. Look at this shit, yo. The butterfly. Like, look. And so this was the first series I did on this. What does growth look like you? What does growth look like to you? Nature edition. This one gonna be butterfly edition. I did this video 2 years ago. 2 years ago, right? I've changed and grew so much, right? Like this is a forever student journey. I'm constantly looking at myself. Like I am in that butterfly state. I'm just always going through that circle of growth and symbolism of caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly. Because when you ingest information, you know, like we're machines, like your computer, like your phone, like you get notifications on your phone. You got a software update. The mug got to reboot. We're the same way. That reboot is that rebirth. Hoo-hoo. You know what I mean? So it's like when you, like, it's all in the animals, yo. It's all in the animals. The animal, it be going back to Latin and Greek, Latin and Greek from them higher mountains. I got a great concept from one of my coworkers to where, you know how everything was reversed. So how that they're up. If you flip over the map, you know that north becomes south, and that south, which was once lower, is now bigger, like an iceberg type shit. Like, you know, so what does growth look like to you? To me, growth looks like elevating who you were, letting go of what no longer serves you, and not being afraid. That fear is what be stopping us. Animals don't have any fear. That's why they're so amazing and so cutthroat and so, you know, intuitive. Because fear, what is that? They don't got fear. They know they gods out here. We the ones that don't know. They can sense shit like no other. They're living to their fullest potential, man. Butterfly, the mind, the soul. You know what I mean? For all the insect lovers out there, tap in, get on the Pokemon, see what this shit mean. I'm rambling a little bit now, but yeah, I just really wanted to share this, man. Growth is a beautiful is a beautiful thing. Growth is transformation. The goal ain't to stay the caterpillar. The goal is to become the butterfly. Power.